Right now this morning, the La Crosse County Health Department warning of an increase in whooping cough. Coming up, what you need to know about the virus. And Lederhosen Lager and looking out for your health. Oktoberfest transforms La Crosse this weekend. Coming up, why your favorite brew might pack a bigger punch now than in your college days. And some must-know tips to keep your Oktoberfest festivities safe.
Plus, it may be fall, but does it feel like summertime still? Warmer conditions still holding on with patchy fog in the mornings. We'll have all that coming up for you in your quick cast.
Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for watching News 8 Now this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Friday, September 27th. And yes, it is still feeling like summer. Yesterday at the park, I was like, I couldn't believe how hot it felt.
Right, yeah. It's going to feel like that today and even warmer tomorrow. So.
You got to pack your light Lederhosen, right?
And I'm going to just shovel my way on over there.
Short ones, you know, cut the sleeves off. I don't know.
I want one of those cool hats, though. All right, we get into it here. Let's take a look at gander. What's happening out there? Oh, okay. And what we're going into right now is, of course, the patchy fog and low cloud activity that's in the downtown area. I'll just show you that in a bit, but we also have the warm air coming in. The fortunate thing that may happen, though, the fog may back off as we go into the weekend, and that's because we could see the possibility of, well, conditions to be just a little bit more breezy. Now, that being said, you've got warmer air in play right now. High pressure still holding on. That's the rule. It'll back off, though, because we've got a cold front coming in for Monday night going into Tuesday. See that right there at 11 o'clock p.m. This area of low pressure, that's Helene right there. These two will be beginning to conjoin, and eventually that whole little troughing pattern with that low, of course, and of course the potential for that colder air coming in is going to push everything to the east coast and get out of our way. Right now we're holding on to this low right there. There's Helene currently, and that will continue to billow more of that moisture up in the atmosphere and humidity into the Midwest. That being said, here's a look at the fog and low cloud activity right now in the downtown area for La Crosse, the river valleys, as well as portions of the South Valley. You're going to be in a lot of fog right now. You can see the imagery right here showing you the dense fog, Vogue Field all the way to Sparta, getting into La Crosse. I know it says 10 miles, but you saw the fog right there, and that continues on into about the 8 o'clock hour when it gets out of the way. All right, I'll have more coming up for you in a bit. Just stick around.
Breaking overnight, Helene made landfall late last night in northwestern Florida as a Category 4 hurricane. Forecasters are warning of unsurvivable storm surge and dangerous winds spanning hundreds of miles now. So far, at least 3 people have been killed as a result of the storm. CBS's Nicole Valdez is in Tampa with the latest.
The wind howling in Tampa and the roads heavily flooded in Naples and Lee County. Hours before Helene made landfall in the Big Bend area of Florida's Gulf Coast, Governor Ron DeSantis said one person was killed when a sign fell on their car on a Tampa highway.
It's very dangerous conditions out there. You need to be right now just hunkering down. Now's not the time to be going out.
These college students from St. Petersburg were among the many who evacuated to escape Helene's wrath. They drove 3.5 hours to Fort Pierce.
It's still stormy, but I can't imagine what it's like closer to the storm, so I feel a lot safer being away from it.
Some who live in Tallahassee made the decision to move to a shelter.
Well, it's kind of scary. I just stay prayed up. I just hope everybody get through it together.
Millions are expected to lose electricity. Power lines fell as far east as Port St. Lucie.
It was scary. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially when I walked out and I seen that. And I seen the cables right over me. I was like, yeah, that's not good.
The storm so immense it already toppled trees in Atlanta, and heavy rains opened this sinkhole north of the city. This is what Helene looked like from space as it bared down on the southeast. Nicole Valdez, CBS News, Tampa.
There are declared emergencies in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Virginia, and the Carolinas. And a 4-year-old girl is in the hospital after being shot by a juvenile family member. According to the Neillsville Police Department, it happened in the 500 block of West 7th Street. They say the child's injuries are not life-threatening and a handgun was involved. The case is still under investigation. And Crawford County getting ready for former President Trump's visit tomorrow. Trump will speak at the Prairie du Chien Art Center at 2:30 p.m. Doors for the event set to open at 11:30. This will be Trump's 6th visit to the Badger State this year. Stick with News 8. We'll have a reporter at tomorrow's rally. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thinks his country can win the war against Russia, but he says he needs help from the U.S. and allies to make that happen. This week, Zelensky has been busy speaking at the UN, visiting Capitol Hill, and meeting with President Biden at the White House. Today, he'll meet with former President Trump. This comes right after the Biden administration announced $2.4 billion in new aid for Ukraine. In less than 2 hours now, the UW Board of Regents will meet to vote on former UW La Crosse Chancellor Joe Gau's tenure. The board is expected to meet this morning at 8 at UW Parkside in Kenosha. Gau, of course, was removed from his position last year after appearing in online pornography. Since then, he's been pleading his case to keep his tenure. News 8 will have a crew at today's meeting. Look for our live update at noon. Campbell residents, a big change could be coming your way. Starting October 2nd, you can sign a petition to turn your town into a village or city. The goal is 2,000 signatures in 30 days. If that's successful, Campbell would gain new governing powers. There's a public meeting on October 2nd. You can find petition details on the town's website. Cranberries, boats, and bluegrass. Oh my, it is a festival-packed weekend in our area, starting in Warrens. Cranfest kicks off with parades, marsh tours, and Jubilee celebrations. And in Winona, Boats and Bluegrass brings live music and river adventures to Prairie Island campgrounds. Enjoy the call to fall tomorrow at the Bagley Harvest Fest. There you'll find pumpkin carving, live music, a silent auction, and luminary-lit bluff trails. The time now is 6:06. Still ahead on your morning news, an urgent safety warning against certain Boeing models. Wendy's is advertising $1 Frosties, and Southwest Airlines opens seating, staying put for at least another year.
Life insurance is an important part of any financial plan. I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger with tips to make sure you've got the right coverage.
For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A mountain lion cub named Briar took a sweet cat nap with his stuffed dog plushie at the Oakland Zoo. There they are. The zoo says, quote, the perfect plushie just hits different. Briar is an orphan cub that was rescued in California's El Dorado County back in August. The Oakland Zoo says since then he's been growing strong and surpassing new challenges that the zookeepers are giving him. He is so cute.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Get brats or patties, just $1. Avocados, 68 cents each. And select 7-Up 6-packs, $2.98. In store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
It can be back-breaking work all day, every day, pretty much on your feet. So it burns me up when Eric Hovde says people in Wisconsin don't work hard. The guy is a multi-millionaire California banker. He has absolutely no idea what we're going through. He's living the high life out there in a big fancy house. He even brags about being in the 1%. Listen, don't come here and tell us we're not working hard when we are just getting by. Eric Hovde doesn't respect us at all. The guy's a straight-up jerk. ESTC is responsible for the content of this ad.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over $6,400 in average finance savings.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. These places employ us, sponsor the Little League team, and feed and clothe us. That's why I'm proud of the work I've done to support our business community. I know that the side of the aisle you're on matters less than being on the side of our main streets.
No party has a monopoly on good ideas.
I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm working for our businesses, working for our communities, and I'm working for you.
There are over 21,000 Wisconsin veterans struggling to pay for rent and utilities.
Thank you for your service.
Many are also facing issues with their mental health.
Thank you for your service.
We must do more to help these heroes who have already sacrificed so much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Words simply aren't enough.
I'm sorry.
Make a difference by donating to this critical Wisconsin survival safety net today.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More mattresses. Did you know you spend a third of your life sleeping? So you better have the best mattress you possibly can. And we have those here at King Furniture with a huge selection to choose from in every price range. Lay down and relax. Take the time to find the exact mattress you want because you're going to be sleeping on this for a while.
King Furniture.
Nice people, nice furniture.
It seems like everyone in Washington is either too far left or too far right. I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'll stand up to Democrats to fight for a secure border and stop wasteful spending. I'll stand up to extremists like Derek Van Orden, who wants to ban all abortions with no exceptions. Like you, I'm fed up and ready for change. I approve this message because it's time that we sent one of us to Congress.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine at Hy-Vee. Schedule online today or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Plus, get your flu shot and earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Only at Hy-Vee.
Well, good morning to you. Take a look here. We've got the fog and low cloud activity. I'm going to stay on this for a while because this is something that's going to, we have a lot of people in town today, and that will happen again possibly tomorrow as well. I know we're not going to have a lot of fog, but we'll still see a lot of people in town, and of course we'll have some fog in some areas for the early morning hours, but nothing like this. You see this fog is patchy to dense, and it continues to pack its moisture all the way into areas right by Vogue Field, Sparta, La Crosse, as you can see, or you just saw on the screen there. We're also looking at down to Prairie du Chien. That is dense fog all the way down into Boscobel as well. We've got Wisconsin Dells about to fall on that, and of course you see that all the way into Madison as well. So we are widespread in fog and low cloud activity. This will back off again, as I mentioned, going into at least the 9 o'clock hour. You can see it kind of dissipating. There may be some residual stuff kind of to our west still holding on there as well, though. Current temperatures, you're looking at some upper 40s. We got some middle 40s now, especially for the areas that have the fog and low cloud activity. That's showing that it's cooling down somewhat, and of course it's going to take a while to respond to the temperatures to wind up a little bit warmer today. You've got calm conditions for the wind, and as you get into Eau Claire, as I mentioned before, 8 o'clock going into the 9 o'clock hour, you start off with a little overcast conditions due to fog. Sunshine prevails, and that'll carry over into your afternoon with more sunshine coming your way. La Crosse, though, holds on to that cloud cover as we go right into the 9 a.m. hour as well with the fog, and then eventually it'll dissipate, as you can see, and then we'll get some more of those clouds coming back into the forecast. Right now, though, 81 to at least 82 degrees. You'll see this continue. Some comfortable conditions today. We'll take it into the weekend, though, and you're holding on to some clouds sneaking in as we get into Monday, and that'll happen also for Tuesday as well, with local temperatures holding on to the warm, becoming mild the next week. All right, back to you.
In your consumer news this morning, the NTSB has issued an urgent safety warning for some Boeing 737s over a critical flight control that could possibly jam. That issue involves an actuator attached to the rudder on some models that could fail. An incident involving the issue was first reported on a United Airlines flight earlier this year. The pilots reported their rubber pedals stuck in the neutral position when they were landing in Newark. The NTSB is recommending Boeing warn pilots and come up with an alternative solution. Things are getting a little frosty between Wendy's and McDonald's. Wendy's is firing shots at the Golden Arches, advertising its $1 Frosty as the go-to sweet treat, while the other guys struggle with broken ice cream machines. Without mentioning McDonald's by name, Wendy's has added its locations to a so-called McBroken map that tracks the chain's malfunctioning ice cream machines. The map was created by a customer frustrated by McDonald's chronic issue of broken machines, which can be out of commission for hours at a time. We've all experienced that, right? Southwest Airlines open seating is staying put for at least another year. The airline says its passengers will be able to book a reserved seat in late 2025 for flights in early 2026. In July, Southwest announced it's stepping away from the open seating model it's had in place since the airline was founded. The airline also said it would offer premium seating for the first time. Between now and the rollout, Southwest will be reconfiguring its planes. The airline is hoping this change will help the company, which has been struggling since 2020. September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. The topic can be difficult to talk about, but it's an important part of financial planning. Jill Schlesinger has a look at some different policy options for you.
To determine if you need life insurance, ask yourself this. If I were to die now, would anyone endure a financial hardship? If the answer is yes, determine how much coverage you need by using an online calculator. You'll want to purchase a policy that will cover your loved one's living expenses. And if you're the primary caretaker for your kids or adult parents, don't forget to factor in the additional cost of care for them. Some policies also include options to put money in a college fund. Policyholders also need to choose between term life and permanent life. Term life insurance is often more affordable, but the coverage is only set for a number of years that is set by the policy. It expires when that term is up. Permanent life insurance is more expensive than term because it covers you for your entire life. The policy can build value over time, and you may be able to access the funds while you're still living. Or it could be left for loved ones when you pass away.
All right, some good information there. That wraps up your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:15. Let's check in now with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett for a look at our forecast.
Okay, the fog is widespread for us this morning. We have warmer conditions today, and of course we'll go right back into warmer conditions as we go into tomorrow as well. And we'll see drier conditions as well. Not much in the way of rainfall. However, Monday rolls around and things change up. We'll take it from the warm as we go into midnight, going into Monday night, going into Tuesday. We'll see a cold front slip into the picture there, and that'll knock our temperatures down back into the 60s, widespread, and of course the chilly morning as well. This will ensue right now. This is an area of low pressure that has broken off from the main flow, so it's a cutoff low. We've got Helene working in conjunction with this as well. We'll see that continue, and that's going to push a lot more moisture going into portions of the Midwest as far as humidity is concerned, but really not for us to expect a lot of this because we've got this ridge of high pressure that's really blocking most of that. Now, that being said, we get into Sunday. You're taking a look there, that frontal boundary coming in. It's got some rainfall and snow associated with it coming out of Vancouver, and that continues to stretch a little bit closer. Now the rainfall, the snow kind of wanes once it gets past Billings, Montana, but once it gets closer to us going into Monday night, well, that has a bit of the cool air with it associated with that. It's going to continue with us as we go right into much of Tuesday morning. That being said, temperatures going into the 7 o'clock hour, we're holding on to cloudiness, and that means overcast conditions for a lot of folks from Eau Claire down to La Crosse. Then we get into the 10 o'clock hour. It's out of the way with just some fog and low cloud activity still kind of lingering in some areas. But we do have some high clouds coming up from the south, and that's due in part from Helene as well as portions of that cutoff low. That being said, we take it into Friday during the 2 o'clock hour. It's well to our south. We'll have maybe mostly sunny skies out of this, and then eventually seeing clearing skies all the way up to the north as well. Going into the 8 o'clock hour this evening, though, very nice conditions for folks that are heading on out for Oktoberfest, and of course you'll see the winds to be, well, as they come up, they're going to be fairly light. So anyway, we're going to be picking up again. This is that was right there, Helene making landfall and kind of pushing northward now, and continues up along the eastern seaboard and continues to go towards portions spreading out. That's how wide it is from Atlanta all the way to the eastern seaboard. That continues on, but we also hold on to the temperatures here locally. Sunny skies to at least partly cloudy skies to finish your day. Mostly upper 70s to the low 80s. That will be a part of your forecast not only today, but we'll see more of that tomorrow as well. That being said, we get up to the north zone. You're going to see all the way up to Ladysmith, 81 degrees. That's 79 for Thorpe, and then eventually we get back into conditions like this. Highs today, 81 to at least 82 degrees for us. And of course, we'll go over the next few days with warm conditions carrying over into Monday. Look at the drop of temperatures from Monday going into Tuesday. That's mostly because of that cold front that slips through. Temperatures will respond after that, though, by Wednesday and Thursday, keeping us in the mild with low 70s, with temperatures fluctuating from low 70s to around 70 degrees. Low 60s, I should say low 70s to at least upper 60s to finish out next week.
Thank you, Art. Time now 6:18. Still to come, Oktoberfest is here and Prost is in the air. But before you raise that stein, stick around. We've got some crucial tips on how age changes your drink tolerance, plus smart ways to get home safely after the festivities.
Coming up in the Blitz, high school teams looking to start playing well as playoffs inch closer, as well as Viterbo volleyball at home. Those highlights coming your way shortly.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
A suspected Venezuelan gang member who was arrested for domestic battery.
Violently attacked a woman physically and sexually.
The border crisis is real here in Wisconsin.
Criminal gangs harming our community.
We're stretched thin. Open borders and weak politicians are crushing us.
Rebecca Cook is one of them. She doesn't back law enforcement. She'll never secure the border. She doesn't even want to.
That's why we stand with Derek Van Orton. He has our back.
And I've got yours. I'm Derek Van Orton, and I approve this message.
I have had the privilege of working with an exceptional team to install over 12,000 home improvements for local homeowners in the last 35 years. Now it's time for me to spend a little more time with my bride of over 50 years. Fortunately, I found an experienced remodeling contractor and corporate project manager to lead the board store into the future.
And with an outstanding team by my side, I am proud to lead this amazing company my dad has built. And we look forward to continuing to serve you with the great value that is the board store trademark.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere.
Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado. Visit HometownChevy.com.
You've probably seen all these negative ads against me. Well, here's the deal. They are designed to tear us apart. But here's the truth. My life's work has been fighting on behalf of others. It's why I became a prosecutor, district attorney, and attorney general. I took on drug cartels and human traffickers to protect our communities. Look, everyone is tired of the petty, destructive politics. Let's turn the page and chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, we're inching closer and closer to the end of these fall sports seasons. Playoffs will be here before you know it. Teams in action trying to end their regular season strong. Let's get started with Westby traveling to rival Viroqua last night. Just like a rivalry game should be, it was tied early as Westby's Ava Berg would rise up and stripe that one to the hardwood. She would have a team-high 12 kills on the night, but don't count out Viroqua yet. They would keep it close thanks to Bryn Swenson's 15-kill performance. She put some speed on that one to get it past the defense. But Allie Fortin coming up big on both sides of the ball for the Norse. Here she would find the opening in the defense and punch it to the ground. Westby takes this one 3-1. Let's go to Viterbo for the V-Hawks hosting Trinity Christian. A tight first set, but right here, some really good offensive action for the home side. Izzy Jar puts it down with authority. And then coming up, it's Izzy again with a big-time swing. Moments later to make it 24-20 Viterbo. Barr creating momentum herself for her squad. Then on match point, it's a well-executed bump set and spike. Martina McGrath climbing the ladder, batting it down to seal the set. And from there, the V-Hawks would start to take over as they sweep the Trolls in straight sets. Let's head to the soccer field. Plenty of MVC action last night. Arcadia visiting Onalaska right here. And two elements were dominating in this one. The Raiders dominating the possession. They held the ball for much of the match in the Onalaska third, but Hilltoppers had Elijah Fernandez in net, and that was what really mattered. Didn't get a final tally on how many saves he had, but just a spectacular performance. And his side scores a late winner as Onalaska takes down Arcadia 1-0 behind the final. 1-0 the final, behind a special performance in net from their keeper. La Crescent hosting Caledonia at home, hoping to pick up a win on the senior night for the Lancers. Pick this one up, first half action. It's the Lancers' Caitlin Ingram bobbing and weaving. Around defender, she fires one left-footed to the back of the net to start the scoring. And then Maggie Crosby looking to get involved in the action as well. She fires off a shot, and that one finds the back of the net as well. Bench loving it. And the host with a corner kick, but off the header, Alexis Quayle scoops up the ball to keep it a 2-0 game. But right before half, it's Crosby picking up another one. This one is a beaut, top left corner. Thank you very much. La Crescent picks up the 6-0 win over the Warriors on senior night. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Fentanyl is killing over 1,000 people a year in Wisconsin. New reporting shows that Eric Hovde is doing business with a bank accused of links to the Mexican drug cartel. Banco Azteca loaded up $26 million in cash and flew it to Eric Hovde's bank in California. Other U.S. banks have cut ties with this Mexican bank, but Eric Hovde took their money. That's 26 million more reasons you can't trust Eric Hovde.
Hi, I'm Elmer Carl.
And I'm Mike Carl. Here we grow again.
At Carl's, when we grow, you save.
With our new location now open in Marshall, Minnesota, our buying power continues to save you money.
Save up to 40% on appliances.
We have exclusive in-store specials. You get free installation on select dishwashers and Serta mattresses. TVs and grills are also on sale. Stop into our new store here in Marshall or any Carl's store and save big.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
National Democrats are spending millions on deceptive ads like these that lie and try to confuse you. Why? Because Democrats like Harris and Baldwin don't want you to focus on their radical record, allowing men to compete in girls' sports, funding a clinic that offers transgender therapy to minors without parents' consent, giving stimulus checks to illegals while Wisconsin families struggle. Baldwin and Democrats want you to focus on anything but their radical agenda.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over $6,400 in average finance savings.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
As the mom of a daughter, I'm livid that boys are now being allowed to compete in girls' sports. It's just wrong, and I blame Tammy Baldwin. She voted to let biological men into women's sports. Worse, Baldwin co-sponsored legislation to force girls to share locker rooms with biological men. Tammy Baldwin is failing to keep our families safe. Tammy Baldwin's extreme values are wrong for Wisconsin. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, the La Crosse County Health Department is reporting an increase in whooping cough. The county says it's recorded more than 50 cases this year, 38 of those this month. Children make up the majority of the cases. Symptoms start like a typical cold, but doctors say that worsens after about a week, potentially causing breathing difficulties and the characteristic whooping sound. We recently spoke about who's most at risk for the virus on Mindful Monday.
Anybody can actually get whooping cough, but the most people that are at risk are those that are young children, especially those under the age of 1. Okay. And newborns can be at risk if they get whooping cough.
Health officials urge staying up to date on your vaccinations, washing your hands, and covering your coughs and sneezes. A study is revealing a troubling link between anti-trans laws and teen suicide attempts from 2018 to 2022. As 48 anti-transgender bills became law in 19 states, researchers found suicide attempts among trans and non-binary teens increased by up to 72% in those states. The laws covering health care, bathroom access, and sports participation didn't affect suicide rates during debates, but once enacted, attempts rose significantly, possibly signaling a broader societal rejection, according to the study authors. More than 218 million adults aged 18 and up report drinking alcohol at some point in their life, according to a 2023 national survey on drug use and health. How our bodies process this substance depends on many factors, including age. Mandy Gaither lays out the 3 main reasons why and what older adults should keep in mind if they choose to drink.
How much is too much? When it comes to health, any amount of alcohol has potential consequences, and as we age, the way it affects a person changes too.
First of all, your muscle mass goes down as you get older, and as a result, you're not going to metabolize alcohol as quickly as you used to.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says the second reason alcohol affects older people differently is because liver function starts to decrease as the years pass. As a result, Gupta says alcohol will have a stronger impact on the body and the effects will hang around for a longer period of time. Finally, certain medicines that an older person may take can interact with the alcohol, and alcohol can increase the risk of falling too.
65% of fatal falls, especially in the elderly, are in some way associated with alcohol. So falls are a huge problem, especially in the elderly. Alcohol can exacerbate that, especially if you don't realize that it's affecting you more strongly than it used to.
Gupta says non-alcoholic drinks are gaining in popularity and may allow people to enjoy a similar drinking experience.
Important caveat, non-alcoholic can still mean small amounts of alcohol, up to 0.5%. So if you're trying to stay absolutely abstinent, you got to make sure to read those labels.
And alcohol can also affect men and women differently. The CDC says that's because of things like hormone levels and certain medications, but also because on average men have larger body sizes, more muscle mass and weight, and less body fat than women. The Oktoberfest grounds are officially open to the public. The grounds will open up again at 9:30 this morning, with the Stein holding finals taking place at 10. For a full list of activities, head to oktoberfestusa.com. Oktoberfest royalty welcomed a special guest yesterday at Copeland Park. The Special Fester Carnival honored this year's Special Fester, 12-year-old Quincy Sykes. Families enjoyed carnival rides and festive treats in a safe, less stimulating environment designed for community members with special needs.
It's a safer environment and less loud, so it's easier for them to enjoy themselves and just have their own space.
Oktoberfest officials say Quincy represents the festival's bright, inclusive future. And a new addition to the fest grounds was unveiled, a larger-than-life bronze statue of Gambrinus, a legendary European culture hero celebrated as an icon of beer and brewing. The statue sits at the entrance of the fest grounds. It was donated by the Cleary Coombe Foundation. Christine and Sandra Cleary donated the statue in honor of their family's long tradition of festing and brewing.
We are just thrilled how well Oktoberfest has presented it here, and we're really looking forward to sharing it with everyone.
If he looks familiar, that's because the city already has 2 representations of him on display, one on 3rd Street outside of City Brewery, another near Riverside Park on the corner of State and Front Streets. And Oktoberfest lit up the night sky last night with the Torchlight Parade. Dazzling floats, marching bands, and specialty units transformed the neighborhood into a spectacle of light and sound. Due to growing concerns over safety at the parade, candy was not thrown this year. Hi, Cody. But there was still plenty of fun to be had.
Pretty sad that there's no candy. However, we're excited about the lights at night. That's why we come to this parade, and that's why we love it so much.
The night continued with the Torchlight Bash at Copeland Park. And a quick programming note for you. Tomorrow, News 8 will not only be in the Maple Leaf Parade, we'll also be streaming it live. You can catch our live coverage on WQBT Channel 8.2 through our app or on our website, news8000.com. Live coverage of the Maple Leaf Parade will start tomorrow at 10 a.m. And festival goers, La Crosse Police want to make sure you remember to plan for a safe ride to and from the fest grounds. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall has a look at some of the transportation options you can consider.
John Hall is visiting La Crosse from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. He knows how he's getting to the fest grounds.
Shuttles and bicycles. Just normal stuff for us.
The La Crosse Police Department is encouraging anyone who's attending the festival to have a responsible driver. Captain Avery Schott says there's no excuse for an OWI. There will be several ways to get to and from the fest grounds, including complimentary shuttle service and rideshare. La Crosse Police will be handing out business cards with a QR code that will give festival goers information on all public transit.
We want to make that option for people very, very reasonable and easy to access so that people make the right choice. We don't want people to go out, have a great time, be festive and drink, and then drive.
The police department will also have officers on hand at the fest grounds throughout the weekend. If you need help finding a ride, don't be afraid to ask an officer to help connect you to the services available.
If there's an officer out there and you do need assistance, you have a question, we can help direct you or help you where to find that bus for that safe ride or to locate where our Ubers or our taxis might be. Please reach out to any of those officers on the street.
There's also a booth at the festival called Maury's Designated Driver Booth. Sponsored by Maury Auto Group and Gillette Pepsi Company, designated drivers can fill out a form and receive a wristband. The wristband doesn't allow vendors to serve them alcohol, but they'll have other options.
If you're that friend that's being that designated driver for the night, you would get free soda and water from this booth.
In La Crosse, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now this morning.
Festival goers can also use taxi services. Bullet Cab says they'll have more drivers than normal on the roads this weekend. The time now is 6:06. Let's check in with Art to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
All right, Alexandra, let's take a look here all the way up to the north here. That view, that's, I see all the way up to La Crosse. Well, we're getting a few clouds out of this from this area of low pressure, this cutoff low. And of course, you've got Helene right here. It's all coming together and pushing more of that moisture up into the atmosphere. But we're not getting rainfall out of this at all. It's just giving us the clouds associated with that. Speaking of clouds, I'm going to take you right into the fog here. That's another view of the fog that we have across the region. And there's a lot more down to the south of us as well. But take a look what's happening here. Look at this fog that's showing up right now outside. Currently, right outside, again, that is some dense fog out there. You're looking at now, we are zero visibility all the way from French Island extending down into the South Valley areas. In fact, you're going to be seeing the same pretty much for Sparta as well as Vogue Field down into Boscobel and Prairie du Chien. It is a large swath of fog getting up to Winona as well as Eau Claire and portions up into Ladysmith. This is continuing to get out of the way, as I've mentioned before, as we go right into the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour. It starts to fizzle out by 9:30. Current temperatures for you right now, still holding on to middle 40s, upper 40s, and those 50s. And when I come back, I'll give you a better view of how this will look for your weekend. Please stick around.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Elizabeth is turning 8 months old this morning. She loves to go for rides in her stroller and eating all kinds of fruit.
Look at her little costume. I love it. Ellie is turning 8. She enjoys playing outside with her brother and dog Stella, and she loves to play board games.
How about Robert? He's turning 80. He loves going on golf cart rides and watching the Packers and the Brewers.
If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, the food truck that's stirring up a chili revolution. We'll show you where to find them and what to order and how to make your own chili outstanding when we come back.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Get brats or patties, just $1. Avocados, 68 cents each. And select 7-Up 6-packs, $2.98. In store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. These places employ us, sponsor the Little League team, and feed and clothe us. That's why I'm proud of the work I've done to support our business community. I know that the side of the aisle you're on matters less than being on the side of our main streets. No party has a monopoly on good ideas. I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm working for our businesses, working for our communities, and I'm working for you.
It's Ford SUV season in the Northland. Time for great offers across the entire lineup, including Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. Get ready for the coming season with weather-ready features that make life easier, like heated seating, a heated steering wheel, and remote start. Amazing offers on your favorite Ford SUVs. This is Ford SUV season. Get 2.9% financing for 66 months plus $2,000 flex by cash plus a free limited maintenance plan on Explorer. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Their Bidenomics led to the highest inflation in 40 years, highest gas prices ever, skyrocketing interest rates, unaffordable housing, incomes down, unemployment rising, and a recession now headed our way. Yet Kamala Harris is clueless.
We are very proud of Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Are you thinking about new windows and doors? A new bathroom, a new kitchen, maybe a sunroom, siding, or a deck? Get started today with special savings while we celebrate serving homeowners for over 35 years. While we celebrate Danielle becoming the new general manager.
And celebrate Dad's 80th birthday.
Best products.
The best people.
Best prices.
35th anniversary at the Board Store.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
As the mom of a daughter, I'm livid that boys are now being allowed to compete in girls' sports. It's just wrong, and I blame Tammy Baldwin. She voted to let biological men into women's sports. Worse, Baldwin co-sponsored legislation to force girls to share locker rooms with biological men. Tammy Baldwin is failing to keep our families safe. Tammy Baldwin's extreme values are wrong for Wisconsin. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine at Hy-Vee. Schedule online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Plus, get your flu shot and earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Only at Hy-Vee.
All right, take a look here. We've got Sky Tracker here. I want to take you back over and show you not much happening as far as conditions are concerned, but what we're looking at here, current temperatures as we go into it here, you're looking, there we go, Sky Tracker, you're looking at the 40s and the 50s. Not much happening. We have a few high clouds kind of drifting up from the south, and that will continue as we go through the morning hours. Eventually you see it kind of wane going into the noon hour, but again, it kind of thickens up down to the south for areas by Bosqueville, Prairie du Chien. You'll be in partly cloudy skies. You're looking at least mostly sunny skies as you get into La Crosse, and possibly clearing skies once you get up in Eau Claire to finish out your day. That's how it all plays out for you. We go right into the evening hours, mostly clear conditions to partly cloudy skies from La Crosse down to the south zones out of there, and of course clear skies for you in Eau Claire. And we're looking at a really nice day for folks that are going to be out and about celebrating for Oktoberfest. That being said, we've got some light winds out there right now, and that will continue to press through the area, but maybe pick up going into tomorrow. We'll hold on to, this is Helene making landfall and then eventually making the move up, and look at all that moisture that's kind of moving up along the eastern seaboard. They've got all the humidity, and we're going to be picking up some of that high cloud cover that I showed you. Fog and low cloud activity is still a part of your morning. As I mentioned, this will continue through the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour. That being said, highs today expected getting into the low 80s for you, all the way down to the upper 70s. So bear that in mind for temperatures that are going to be working through your forecast. It's going to be a bit warm today. It's going to feel that way going into tomorrow as well, too. Maybe a degree or two warmer as we finish out the day. Look at that, Ladysmith all the way up to 82 by the time we get into at least on Saturday. And then for us here, we'll probably be about 82, 83 degrees here locally. And then down to the south, 81 degrees for Prairie du Chien, Bosqueville doing the same. So widespread 80s, still holding on to some upper 70s though. We'll take a gander as we go right through the next 3 days. And of course, we're seeing drier conditions. We're also seeing fewer clouds popping into the picture, but we're having more clouds come in by Monday. Why? Because there's going to be an area of low pressure that's going to start to sneak in with us, and it's going to build up into a trough, and that's going to push some cooler air coming down from Canada right back on top of us, and we're going to drop temperatures down from 82 degrees down to about 67 degrees for our high coming in on Tuesday. That being said, we'll take a gander at what's happening here. You can see this here coming in, 82 degrees for today, 83 for tomorrow, and then once we get into Sunday, temperatures will be in the 81 degree mark, but a whole lot of sunshine still coming through for your weekend, and what a great weekend it'll be. We'll see conditions for Monday still holding on to the heat, maybe
82 degrees, a bit warmer. And then, of course, we'll get that conditions to drop down as we transition into cooler air and down to the mild once we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, going into Friday with temperatures from the upper 60s to around the low 70s, and still flirting with those 60s to finish out on Friday of next week. All right, back to you.
It is Foodie Friday, and we're hitting the streets this week with our special guest from the Chili Revolution food truck. Good morning to you, Nick. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
So first of all, what should people know about the Chili Revolution?
We are a local food truck, local to La Crosse surrounding areas, and we focus on a very iconic American comfort food.
Yes, chili, and 'tis the season, right?
I know, right? Hey, so where did the idea for your business come from?
So I grew up around here, but I lived out on the East Coast for a long time, and we moved back a few years ago, and I kind of saw a space for some comfort food out of a food truck. There are others around for sure, but what I do is pretty unique, and so I thought it would fit nicely with the rest of the food landscape here.
Yes, unique for sure. So yeah, what is the inspiration behind your menu? Tell us also what you brought. I know the Crunch Wrap, you did bring a Crunch Wrap. That's one that really piqued my interest. So yeah, what is the inspo behind these dishes?
So first and foremost, I do what I can do, right? So I'm not a professionally trained chef. I try to stick in my lane, and chili is something that I enjoy making as a home cook, as many home cooks do. Everybody's got their favorite chili recipe, and I certainly do. And so I try to keep things in that realm of what I'm good at. And with chili, my focus is bringing people. Making people aware that chili can be used for so many different things.
Yeah.
People think of chili, they think of a bowl, they think of some crackers, what have you. There's so much more you can do with chili. And you say it's chili season, it's always chili season for me. And so all spring, all summer, all fall, all winter, there's so many different varieties. There's so many different things you can do with it. The Crunch Wrap's a great example. It's my #1 selling item for sure.
Yeah.
It's just unique. And when people walk by my truck or they see somebody with it, they go, "Oh, I was thinking a bowl of chili."
Right? Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
It's so much more than that.
Yes, and it looks absolutely amazing.
Well, what's one thing that everyone should try other than the Crunch Wrap?
Yeah, so nachos are a big seller as well. And then more traditional. I don't have bowls of chili on the menu in the summer. But people order them, even when it's 90 degrees. So that's great. I've just started, I added fryers recently. So we're doing loaded tots, we're doing chili cheese fries, we've got some cheese curds going.
Oh, okay.
So there's a number of different options. So.
Okay, yeah. That's what's so great about food trucks, right? There's always something kind of new that you can try.
And I like to change the menu depending on where I am. I've done chilies with a specific ingredient from our brewery. I put beer in a chili. I try to tie in what I'm doing with the venue that I'm operating at if I can.
Yeah, so you are on the move. How do people find you?
So follow me on Facebook. Like that page is the best way to follow me and see where I'm going to be next. If there's a venue in town that hosts food trucks, I'm probably a part of it in one way or another, in some sort of a rotation. So definitely look me up on Facebook, and if you see me parked somewhere, stop by. Even if you think you're not in the mood for chili, there might be something on the truck that changes your mind about that.
All right, what about catering? Do you do that as well?
We do. So once the weather gets cold, I try to run as long as I possibly can.
Yeah.
But running in cold weather with a food truck is complicated. So I do indoor setups where crowds of 50 to a few hundred. I'll set up buffet-style chili bars, and so we might do yesterday I did a combination of nachos and chili dogs for a bunch of employees, and so they kind of roll through and they pick which one they want, and load up their nachos or whatever. Chili's very quick. It's similar to barbecue in that way, where the main food item is already cooked.
Yeah.
And so really it's just a matter of assembling in a way that people want it and getting it out the window. So as far as employee lunches and gatherings, it's a really good option. It's really economical.
Yes, for sure. I think our employees would appreciate this. We've got to talk to our employers here about getting you coming on. So thank you so much. We'll try this as we head out. Thank you so much for being here this morning, telling us about the Chili Revolution.
My pleasure.
All right, stay with us. We're back right after this. Very good.
Ashley knows that some of our most important traditions and memories start around the dining table. From cozy breakfast nooks to formal dining areas, we have versatile options that fit any space, with styles ranging from mid-century modern to farmhouse or traditional, starting at just $499.99. Only at Ashley.
It can be back-breaking work all day, every day, pretty much on your feet. So it burns me up when Eric Hovde says people in Wisconsin don't work hard. The guy is a multi-millionaire California banker. He has absolutely no idea what we're going through. He's living the high life out there in a big fancy house. He even brags about being in the 1%. Listen, don't come here and tell us we're not working hard when we are just getting by. Eric Hovde doesn't respect us at all. The guy's a straight-up jerk. ESTC is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's Ford SUV season in the Northland. Time for great offers across the entire lineup, including Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. Get ready for the coming season with weather-ready features that make life easier, like heated seating, a heated steering wheel, and remote start. Amazing offers on your favorite Ford SUVs. This is Ford SUV season. Now, lease a new 2024 Ford Bronco Sport for just $319 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
The liberal elite in Washington are running one of their own here in Wisconsin. A political insider who worked to elect liberals in California, even supported a dark money group focused on defunding the police. Her name, Rebecca Cook, political operative bankrolled by the liberal elite. They handpicked her to help win back the House, trusted to elect liberal heroes like Mandela Barnes. They trust her because Rebecca Cook is one of them.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative.
My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Friday Night Frenzy, tonight at 10.
Looking for a better night's sleep? Ashley Sleep offers mattresses for every level of comfort, from soft, cloud-like comfort to firm next-level support. We have affordable mattress options for everybody. Find your perfect match today, only at Ashley. Shop more deals in store and online.
Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your morning news now. Hurricane Helene made landfall over Florida's Gulf Coast overnight. The powerful Category 4 storm already causing hundreds of thousands of people to be without power. Officials have been warning for days that storm surge of up to 20 feet could cause major destruction and death. Other states in the southeast like Georgia and the Carolinas also bracing for dangerous wind and rain. Happening tomorrow, former President Trump is expected to deliver remarks in Crawford County. Trump will speak at the Prairie du Chien Arts Center at 2:30. Doors will open at 11:30. This will be Trump's 6th visit to the Badger State this year. Stick with News 8. We'll have a crew at tomorrow's rally. Less than 2 hours now, almost less than an hour until the UW Board of Regents will meet to vote on former UW lacrosse chancellor Joe Gau's tenure. That board expected to hold a meeting at 8 a.m. at UW Parkside in Kenosha. Gau was removed from his position last December after appearing in online pornography. Since then, he's been pleading his case to keep his tenure. News 8 will have a crew here too. Look for our live update at noon. The La Crosse County Health Department is reporting an increase in whooping cough. The county says it's recorded more than 50 cases this year, 38 of those this month. Children make up the majority of these cases, they say. Symptoms start like a typical cold, but worsen after about a week, potentially causing breathing difficulties and that characteristic whooping sound. We recently spoke about who's most at risk for the virus on Mindful Monday.
Anybody can actually get whooping cough, but the most people that are at risk are those that are young children, especially those under the age of 1. And newborns can be very at risk if they get whooping cough.
Officials urge staying up to date on your vaccinations, washing your hands, and covering those coughs and sneezes. Campbell residents, a big change could be coming your way. Starting October 2nd, you can sign a petition to turn your town into a village or city. The goal is 2,000 signatures in 30 days. If that's successful, Campbell would gain new governing powers. There's a public meeting October 2nd. You can find petition details on the town's website. The Oktoberfest grounds are officially open. They will open for the day at 9:30 this morning. The Stein Holding Finals taking place at 10. For a full list of hours and events, go to oktoberfestusa.com. And as Oktoberfest kicks off, La Crosse police urging festgoers to plan safe rides. They say last year they arrested 13 people for OWI during the weekend-long event. This year they're aiming for 0. Captain Avery Scott emphasizes no excuses for drunk driving, and she wants you to remember that officers are there to help you.
If there's an officer out there and you do need assistance, you have a question, we can help direct you or help you where to find that bus for that safe ride or to locate where our Ubers or our taxis might be. Please reach out to any of those.
Festival goers can also use taxi services. Bullet Cab says they plan to have more drivers than normal on the roads. And a programming note for you, News 8 won't only be in the Maple Leaf Parade tomorrow, we're also streaming it live in case you can't make it. Catch our live coverage on WQBT channel 8.2 through our app or on our website. Live coverage of the Maple Leaf Parade will start tomorrow at 10 a.m. Some other weekend events to let you know about. In Warren's, Cranfest kicks off with a parade, marsh tours, and Jubilee celebrations. That is from Friday to Sunday. In Winona, Boats and Bluegrass bring live music and river adventures to Prairie Island campgrounds. This one running through Saturday. And enjoy the call to fall tomorrow at the Bagley Harvest Fest. There you'll find pumpkin carving, live music, a silent auction, and luminary lit bluff trails.
Yeah, you're going to need a jacket this early morning, maybe a light jacket to start your morning. In fact, as the grounds open up at 9:30, well, we'll still have some fog dissipating out of the area. Right now, you can see what the fog looks like currently. It's patchy to dense fog out there right now with 0 visibility. You're also holding on to highs today, picking up into the low 80s. We'll see some upper 70s in there as well. And the next few days for Oktoberfest is looking great. Sunshine, maybe a few high clouds drifting by, but we'll stay warm all the way into Monday. In fact, to finish out like this, you're looking at conditions to be that way, with changing into Tuesday with temperatures dropping in the 60s.
All right, Art, thank you. In a star-studded ceremony on Hollywood Boulevard, Batman, the Caped Crusader, received his very own star on the Walk of Fame. That's not all. Batman also clinched a Guinness World Record as the first superhero to be honored with a star. The Dark Knight star was unveiled outside the Guinness World Records Museum, marking a historic moment in superhero history. Too bad our director Ryan's not in the back. He would appreciate that. We'll have to pass it along to him. That's probably him. Yeah, that's where he is, isn't it? All right, well, good for you, Ryan. Thank you for starting your morning with us. We'll see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Friday, Oktoberfest Friday. Yeah.